Hello guys and
Hey.
welcome back to our channel.
We've been having such a cool time here in Bournemouth, but now it's time for a road trip.
Well, how are we gonna get there?
Well, we bought a car.
Ooh. Our new car is a 2003 Picasso Citroën with wonderfully leather seats, panoramic roof, potential future air conditioner. It doesn't work. Spacious enough for a 6'3" man. Such comfort, such space, and we paid £300, mate. £300.
Enough of that. It wasn't that straightforward. There was a problem with the car. It had been sitting down for about 5-6 months. It hadn't moved. And the reason is that it had the wrong fuel in and it wasn't turning over. On top of that, the tires, they were totally gone and they needed a new set. So what we did is we pulled all of the spark plugs off from the top over here, gave them a really good clean. We managed to drain all of the diesel out and put fuel in. And then after a little while and loads of smoke, it managed to clear itself out and all of a sudden it started sounding much, much better. So I'm going to turn it on now. Guys, have a listen and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your opinion. So we're going to take it on a little road trip now and hopefully it will survive. And then if it does, we'll feel confident enough to take it all the way to Portugal.
We are traveling 6 hours to the county of Norfolk, where Norwich is located. Omar's family lives there, so we are going to spend a few days there and also show you around. Primero, una parada. Oh, we got our yummies.
Built on.
If you ever come to Bournemouth area, this is where to get your South African goodies. #1 South African shop is actually the biggest in the UK.
Yeah, you can order online.
I like it medium, and it's a peri-peri biltong.
That is right.
We're started. After a very long drive, we arrived at the city of Norwich. We say hi to our family and friends, and the next day we were ready to show you this beautiful city. We are in the city of Norwich visiting Omar's parents.
Completely, and we couldn't come here without showing you this incredible city. It's one of England's oldest medieval towns.
Yeah.
And we've got castles, cathedrals, and loads to show you here. So come along with us.
We're gonna show you the castle first. Norwich is the most complete medieval city in the UK and the city with the most medieval churches north of the Alps, with 31 still standing. It was once a huge trading centre.
Here we are at the castle, which was built over 900 years ago by William the Conqueror, who invaded England in 1066. He really liked Norfolk and he wanted to retire over here. So he instructed to build the most beautiful castle in Norwich and face it with the stone where he came from in Normandy, just to show how powerful and rich he was. So this castle is really significant because you have this castle which overlooks the whole city. It protected the city. You have the cathedral just by it and it's overlooking the market. So these three things were very essential for a functioning medieval city.
We are now at the Royal Arcade in Norwich, and it's a fantastic example of Art Nouveau in the city. It was finished by 1899 by George Skipper, and he was later described as the Gaudi of Norwich.
Yeah, we've got some really great boutique shops here. We've got jewelry shops, art galleries, macaron shops,
Yeah.
all sorts of things.
Vintage dresses, beautiful.
Completely. So if you come to Norwich, check it out. So we're going to try some lovely macarons.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies. Have a lovely day. Look at that.
Mmm.
Wow. Look how thick that is. Should we continue?
Really good.
Yeah. One of the best attractions in Norwich is its market. It has been in its current location for the past 900 years, and it was founded to supply the Norman merchants. It has 190 market stalls and is the largest Monday to Saturday market in the country. It also won Best Outdoor Market in 2019. And if you come to Norwich, you can also have some really nice fudge over here. It's all handmade. Oh, I just got some empanadas from Chile.
Spicy beef. Give it a go.
That looks amazing. Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Righty, so that was the market of Norwich. So Omar told you all about it, but we have a very special place that we like to go here in Norwich, and it's called Moorish, and it's a falafel bar. So we're gonna take you there now. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was Moorish. We're gonna sit over here to have our wonderful food. So we're gonna enjoy some food now. Yeah, a little bit of falafel upset. I want to see how yours look like.
Compare them to mine.
Yeah. Good.
That is really good.
Let's see. Really nice. Right, so we have finished eating now, and we're gonna go onto a really nice place that I really like in Norwich, and it's the Antiques Collectible, and it's in a church. We wanted to see if we can get something for the house, but couldn't find anything, and probably too heavy for us to bring. We are going to Elms Hill, which dates back to medieval times and is one of the finest and prettiest of its kind in England. The earliest of its existence dates back to the 1300s, though today it is home to art galleries, book and antique shops. So now we are on our way to see the Dame Julian's church, so it's St. Julian's, and Omar is going to tell you all about it once we got there. One of the most important figures in Norwich is Lady Juliana, who was born in 1342.
She was famous because she wrote the very first book in English as a woman, and it was out in the 1300s when she did that. However, it wasn't published. It was considered too dangerous for her words to be released to the public. The Catholic Church basically hid her work for centuries until much later when they deemed it safe to release. She was also kind of imprisoned here in a cell and spent the rest of her life meditating and writing in English about her experience. Dame Julian, she wrote the book Revelations of Divine Love, and it's a really good example of early Christian mysticism, so check it out if that's what you're interested in.
This here.
Andrea breaking and entering.
No, I don't like doing stuff like this. Okay.
Come on.
Okay, more swans. Oh my god, look at that.
Sorry mate, we ain't got nothing for you.
Well, they know they're fishing, so they know there's something here. Oh, you gorgeous. I don't think I've ever seen so many swans together. So, fun fact, you're not allowed to eat swans here in the UK because they all belong to the Queen. So you were saying something.
What was I saying?
So you lived here?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I lived here when I was a kid, not for very long, and I have a lot of different memories. So it's quite amazing. Whoa.
Oops.
It's It's quite different to how I remember it. It's way, way, way more trendy now.
It's really lovely. I think the first time I came was like 10 years ago. Okay, so it's changed a lot, basically.
Yeah, it's definitely become a little bit upmarket.
So we now walk at still the river walk, and this is interesting. What is it?
It's the old ferry building. So you used to come here and you could catch a boat over there, and it would take you somewhere. So,
Okay, so it's the ferry.
yeah, I think
It's called the ferry house.
the ferry
yeah.
house. Yeah, and it was built in the 1600s, during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I.
Wow. So basically during Shakespeare time. Isn't that amazing? It's so beautiful. So that's a dwelling, so that's a house already. And this is, you know, part of the enchantment of this park. It's beautiful. So we have arrived to probably the oldest pub in Norwich. So we have arrived to probably the oldest pub in Norwich, and it's called the Adam and Eve. And basically it dates back to 750 years ago, and nearby it is the Great Hospital. So the story goes that this was basically run by monks before, and they used to make ale for the Great Hospital patients because the water back then was so dirty. So basically in the 1970s they found a tomb of a monk here, and we wanted to see it, but unfortunately they don't allow anybody inside at the moment because of COVID. But it's a very beautiful pub.
And we're going to have traditional fish and chips. Has to be done while you're in England.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna go on a quest of finding the best fish and chips in every town we go, because we're gonna have a little bit of a road trip. So maybe we should try fish and chips everywhere
Yeah.
and see who has best fish and chips.
I think here is going to be pretty good though.
Yeah, Norwich is notorious for good fish and chips.
And creme crab.
Oh yeah, but we're gonna skip the crab.
Very disappointed.
Maybe just visit for drinks.
Yeah.
Keep the food.
Couldn't have made it even worse.
It's such a shame because it's Norwich. You're supposed to have very good fish and chips, but there is actually a better fish and chips and cheaper in town. So we're gonna go there later. And yeah, and there's a queue there, so you know, tourist trap. So this is the Norwich Cathedral grounds. This is one of the cathedrals. This is the Protestant cathedral, the biggest one. And there is a really big exhibition at the moment. DP is on tour, and DP was a dinosaur that was previously at the Natural History Museum, and now it's doing a tour of the UK. And there is a lot of people wanting to see it.
Norwich houses one of the finest complete Romanesque cathedrals in Europe. Its construction began in 1096 and it was completed in 1145. It has the tallest spire in England after Salisbury Cathedral.
I had to get another one because the last one, as I said, wasn't good. So thank you very much, guys. Come and have some good fish and chips in Norwich. Thank you, guys.
So, Andrea, how is it?
Amazing. Now this is real. It's crunchy, as you can hear, and it's white flesh. And then you have a little bit of tartar sauce. It was half the price we paid in the other place. Amazing.
Next week we go to Cambridge. We're about to do a little bit of a UK road trip, so why don't you subscribe and like this video, and see you guys next week.